All right, this lesson is on sound. Working with sound, you may have imported a clip like I did that has sound, and if you have one that already has sound embedded into the video, this is my woods video, you'll notice there's a little speaker here. You can turn on and off that speaker. Right now it's on, so if we were to play this, you can hear a little bit of that sound there. Okay, I'm going to pause it. If we were to turn it off, I'm going to set it back at the beginning. And if we play it now, you can't hear anything. Okay, so you can turn on and off existing sound there. Okay, you'll notice none of these other ones have the speakers, so you don't have the option for those, but this video happens to have sound. So that's one option. And then you have the option to import audio, and importing audio is just the same as importing any other asset. You go to File, Import, Multiple Files, you find your audio. I'm going to select all of them. I'm going to hit Open, Cancel because I don't want to import anything else. They're here. I'm going to drag them into audio. Okay. Once you have them inside your audio, you're free to use them, and you can go ahead and place them into your movie just like you would any other asset. So you can open it up here and drag it in here or drag it into the timeline. I'm going to go ahead and just select one of these. I'm going to drag it on here. And you'll notice that by default, it will span the work area from beginning to the end if the audio is long enough. If it's not, for example, this click clock is shorter, it will only span from the beginning up to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and click off the sadness song and just leave the clock that's short. And I'll show you if we start from the beginning, it's only going to play that one. Okay, so from the beginning is where it starts playing. What you can do with this is you can scoot this over just like you can graphics, and then it will not start at the beginning. And it'll start when it's visible. You can shorten the amount of time that it's visible for. So say that you don't want it to play since the very beginning, you can go ahead and shrink that, and it'll only leave that part grayed out, and then it'll begin here. So even though the clip originally started here, it'll only start playing from this point forward. Okay, and you can do the same thing to the end of it. Okay, so that one stops short. Now another thing that you can do is if we open up the layer, we can look at the audio and we can look at the waveform. And what we'll notice is by default it's set audio levels to 0, and we can see here only waveforms in the area that's visible here. The rest of it has either been shut out because we've scooted this in, or there's nothing there because the clip has run out. Okay, so if we play this, you'll hear the volume that it's playing at. You'll notice here the 0 is the regular sound that it's been recorded at. But if we go down lower, you'll notice these will shrink, and that means that the whole volume is going lower. Okay? And that's a little bit lower. And if we go even lower, very, very low. Okay? So you can lower the volume like that just by manipulating this area. Okay, we'll go ahead and close this up. Now we're going to go ahead and turn this off. We're going to start working with this sound file here, the Bruno Sadness, and we're going to go ahead and play this one from the beginning. Okay, and you'll notice that it actually was blank during this section and then it started. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, take a look at it. See, if we see the waveform on this one, we'll notice that it actually doesn't start until here. So we can actually crop this to change. We could scoot in the inside and then scoot it down, but we're going to show you how to crop something in case you only want to take a certain section here. So I'm going to go ahead and crop it here. So I'm going to select this layer here. And what you need to do is you need to go to Layer, and you're going to add a marker. Okay. Once you have that little marker there, it creates this little rectangle-y kind of house shape here. And then we go to Edit, and then you're going to say Split Layer. And what it actually did is it created this version here in case you wanted to keep that section, or this version here, that same layer, in case you want to keep that section. And we want to keep this one here, so I'm going to select this one, and then on my keyboard I'm going to hit the delete key. Okay, and now you'll notice that you have this here. So it starts there, and now you could just technically scoot it down to the area where you want it to start. So say there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open that up so we can see what's happening. Alright, so there it is. Okay, and I'm going to take it here to the end just to show you the last demonstration. If we play it, you notice how it just abruptly ended. If you wanted to fade that out, it'd be the equivalent of lowering the volume, but instead of just doing it all at once here, we're going to gradually animate it to slow down. So instead of just moving this here, we're going to hit the stopwatch here, and then we're going to say at this point in time it's going to be at normal volume. Then at the end here, what you'll notice is as we lower this, it starts tapering. Watch this area here, it starts tapering as we go down. And if we bring it all the way down to -48, that's the equivalent of not being heard. So you'll notice it'll taper. From this point here where we put the marker, it'll go down. Okay, so now if we play it, and you'll slowly hear it disappearing. Okay, so that's how you fade out sound. Okay, all right, this concludes your lesson on sound. If you have any questions, please be sure to contact me.